future of Lester Park remains up in the air, but there's a brand new group aimed at helping decide what that future can look like.
And Northern News Now's Michaela Wrench spoke with Mayor Reiner today about his new approach to a contentious Duluth issue. Michaela?
Mayor Reiner last week announced he's assembling a Lester Park Recreation Working Group. It will consist of people with knowledge of and interest in Lester Park who will help make decisions on what the park will be used for moving forward. Last year, the Lester Golf Course permanently closed at the end of the season due to the city not having enough funds to maintain 2 public golf courses. Now, this new group will help to make the decision for what to do with that land, whether it be some golf or something else. The group will also look into nonprofit and alternative management models for those recreation opportunities, like what's seen at Hartley Park or Chester Bowl. Several factors come into play regarding what this group of community members will consist of.
One was broaden this group. It needs to include all the activities that could occur at Lester throughout the course of the year. Golf is a part of that, but it's not the only part. The other thing was to look at what does management look like if it's not being done by the city.
Since last Friday, more than 60 people have nominated themselves for the working group. As for what's now the city's only remaining public golf course, Enger Park, crews have been busy with the warmer weather getting it ready for the season. We have a link to apply for the working group on our website, northernnewsnow.com.